4 seconds. So, about 4 seconds. That's for you, future me and editing thing. I thought of it.
My audio switched
Okay.
from my mic, so yeah.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yes, back on our weekly routine. Maybe, possibly, for now. 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. Back to it.
It's more
For now.
it's more consistent than it
Yeah.
was in the last couple months. Oh.
Yeah. And then me and Corey had the other one. We did, I think, 7 across 2 years. And then 2 of them back to back were both on Halloween.
Nice. That's awesome.
Alright, so let's start it out. What's been going on in your week?
Well, I got internet, so I got internet last week, which is kind of why we did the podcast last week. So I was just like, I've just been messing around with that, getting back on the internet, catching up on all the crap.
Just recording a bunch of podcasts.
Hmm?
You're just recording a bunch of podcasts in your free time now?
More or less. Up until I get a job, I got nothing else to
time
do.
for the Monday podcast. Alright, time for the Tuesday night podcast.
Yeah. Up until I get a job, I got nothing better to do. I'm actually like considering recording stuff and editing videos and whatever else to put up on the channel, so there's more than just this podcast. Because right now I'm the best option for content for the channel right now, since I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who doesn't have a job at the moment, except for Corey. He's like going to college or something.
Or
Right?
school. Yeah.
Yeah.
From what I noticed with my work schedule is it's like one busy week, which was this week, and the next week is a little more relaxed.
Okay.
So, like if you recorded a lot of stuff, I can probably edit it.
Okay.
Like, not like a ton, but like a decent amount.
Yeah.
Just to help out.
Yeah, because I've had like let's talk ideas and partial scripts, but you have a job now, so I don't want to say like, hey, I need you to do this when you have a job and whatever else is going on. I don't want to say that this is more important than anything else, because it's really not at the
moment. Okay, well, since you got internet, what's been your favorite thing that you caught up on that you missed out on?
Well, I've just been I've been on YouTube a whole lot, YouTube and Netflix, like just watching a bunch of shit. I've just been honestly wasting time in between throwing an application here and there and whatever else. But I basically I watched all of what is it Netflix's Marvel shows, like in order of the story, and kind of just like for every one of their shows, and then I watched their crossover event and whatever else. And it's just like I've just been dicking around on the internet. Really, I've done nothing of value. But
You're now just like the rest of us.
Yeah. my absolute favorite thing so far has been I can write on my laptop now. I can write scripts on my laptop, so I can just I've been turning them out at a faster rate than I would be on my phone. So that's been nice. It's been
Google Docs probably.
Well, I use Celtics still, so.
Well, that too. Yeah.
Oh, what is it? My biggest problem with having the internet, getting the internet last week was, we went to connect everything to the internet, like our Blu-ray players that could, so we can watch, Hulu, Amazon Prime TV, Netflix, etc., on the TV instead of our phones or laptops or whatever. But though, like, one rule was like when we get internet was don't connect the Xbox One to it, because we've had a problem with it where it's like gave us like an error code when I got MK11, like gave an error code saying that, and that basically said once the error code was entered, it said like you need to either factory reset your this Xbox or send it in to be repaired, kind of deal. So that was the deal. It was just like don't connect the Xbox to the internet because then it's like we need a new Xbox kind of deal. But for whatever reason, my mom this morning, she decided to just because we tried factory resetting it, like everyone who has a game or whatever on the Xbox, like like you okay with factory resetting it to see if we can connect it to the internet so we can update shit and whatever else. So like everyone signed off on it or like was outvoted, and we tried factory resetting it. And we did like 3 or 4 times because it kept crashing or just not going through or whatever. It just wouldn't work. So we just like, and we did that took like a day, like 3 or 4 times doing it was almost an entire day of trying. So we just said, okay, whatever. We can still play almost every game on that we have. We could play basically everything except Mortal Kombat 11, which just pissed me off because that was the only game I was really looking forward to, like all of last year. So it was just like this morning, for the reason my mom decided to just try it. She factory reset it, and it worked. The Xbox is now connected to the internet. So all of today, basically, I've been installing MK11. Me and my siblings, we've been playing off and on, and we've been installing it pretty much all day. I want to say from well, it's almost been 12 hours, roughly, almost noonish, maybe a little bit before it's been installing, and it's only just now about like last I saw was like 88%, so it's almost done.
I got MK11 recently for Xbox. I've played it a little bit. I just did Liu Kang's Tower. I don't know why I haven't played any more of it.
All this silence.
Oh, it says I'm disconnected from the call, and I don't know why.
I've got nothing.
Okay,
for some. Else that I
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Adrian, did I bore you?
I just closed Discord. I'm stupid. Okay, stalling time. Okay, so Adrian and Joe's talking too, so I'll let him take this one over, and if he's not, then I'll cut it out.
God damn. There's a lot of dead air that might have to be edited out. Adrian, where'd you go?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? If you're talking, I can't hear you. And I don't know why.
Whatever. I don't have to edit this.
Not sending my audio through. It's either I can only hear Joe, or I can only send it to him. Because it says it's going through, but I'm not getting it. I don't know why. I will try to fix this. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello? Okay, good. Okay, for whatever... I could hear you, but my audio wasn't going through. And then I accidentally closed Discord. And then I reopened it. And then I don't know if you could hear me, but your audio... It was showing that you're talking, but I couldn't hear you.
Nice.
And then I just left it and rejoined it.
Nice.
Okay, well, what I said right before, because I heard you say awkward silence while I was talking, I was like, oh, that's not good. It was I got MK11 for Xbox. My sister did for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
and I've played like Liu Kang's Tower,
Yep,
and then that's it.
of course you have.
I was like, I'm gonna play through the story mode because, and then I just didn't. I don't know why. Still want to.
Have you?
I'll play through. I'll probably play through it like whenever I'm like, I got nothing. I got like, nothing that I prioritize ahead of it. Then I'll do it. Like even if it's like, cause like even if it's like something small,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, okay, I'll do that first because like, there's a lot of stuff that's coming up like for me over like the year that I'm preparing for.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a Super Mario 64 tournament for one of the extra categories. It's called All Signs, and it's literally you play through the game and you got to read every single sign that's in the game as fast as you can. And so when you finish reading the last sign, you're done.
Okay.
So I've been practicing for that, to see if I can qualify for it.
Hmm.
And so that's been like my gaming priority. So whenever I'm like, I'm gonna play a game, I play that,
Mm-hmm.
work on it. And I got like until the 7th to submit my final time, and it has to be, it was 20, it had to be under 28 minutes, but there's not enough people to have that because he needs at least he needs 16 people. So then he upped it to 28 today,
Mm-hmm.
and that I pretty sure I can get. I just gotta like string the whole run together because I've like done a lot of like practice and like comparing movement and stuff. So I can definitely get a 28-minute time. I just gotta actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm also working on music a little bit, whether it be like practicing piano or writing something just for fun, stuff like that. And then as of today, I found out when my next like mile race it was gonna be to finish out the mile series, and originally it was gonna be in like May or April, but then some complications happened at the last one, so he's like, I'm just gonna push it off until August, so then we know no more problems will happen. So and that race is in August, so I got like 6 months to get ready for that. So I'm gonna start that tomorrow. But since it's not for like 4, 5, it's not 5.5 months. I'm gonna take it easy for the first couple
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not looking forward to like. I will hate myself if I'm like, okay, full in training mode for 5 straight months.
Oh God,
I
yeah,
just
yeah,
my legs will fall off.
yeah. No, like I get.
So I'm just gonna work on getting that and getting my endurance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I get that. Like, cause
There's a little bit of delays, so
yeah, it's killing us. This tiny little delay. We keep talking over each
yes.
other. But yeah,
Okay, you say what you're gonna say, then I'll go.
yeah. I get that. Like the other day I started working out again, like lifting weights and whatever else. But I've been on like a kind of sort of diet. Uh, I want to say maybe the better part of maybe like a month and a half, something like that. I've lost I've lost quite a bit of weight just off that because like I wear like large t-shirts and they're becoming a little baggy in the chest and whatever else just off of like dieting. It's not even really dieting. I'm just like watching how much I'm eating now, and like it kind of helps. Like my parents, they're doing the keto diet, so every now and then, like I'll snag something from their keto diet. So I I I I just don't as like tempting as the idea was to just immediately start like working out every day for however long, a half hour long every day, at least once a day, kind of sounding just like I'm super glad I didn't start that way. I've only done one day. It's just like it's been so long since I've actually worked out that just that one day of I think maybe a half hour working out, and my whole body just hurt. It still hurts. Like my legs hurt a lot.
Yeah, I'm similar running because I know that I can pretty comfortably run a mile in about 6 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
but like I gotta like work up to it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm finally realizing why a treadmill is a good idea, and so then I can like limit how fast I run, which sounds weird. But it's like if I'm running outside and I'm running like 3 miles,
Mm-hmm.
I'll go way too fast during the first half, and during the second half I just want to die.
Yeah, yeah, no,
And I'm a mile away from my house, so I'm like, okay,
what is it? I think it was yesterday. My mom told me that, because you know that treadmill that was in the back room of my house that you ran on last time you were up here.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I shook your house.
yeah, the entire house kept having to come back over. Adrian, lighter steps, and people are trying to sleep. Like earlier this week, that my parents they took the treadmill into their room because exercising helps with the keto diet kind of deal. And yesterday, my mom told me like she ran a mile in less than 20 minutes. So that was pretty cool to hear, but also a little like felt like my mom was challenging me because I can't run a mile in 20 minutes. I When we went to Star for NAU, I'm pretty sure I got pretty close to that. So, but it's been
Well, you definitely ran under 20 minutes.
did I
I think, yeah, I think you. I know you ran under 15 minutes at least once.
really? Hmm.
Yeah. It's not as fast as it sounds,
Uh huh. But
and it's
to
like
me, that
20
is
minutes
really
isn't bad.
fast.
Like, whatever speed you're running is. It's for running, it's like whatever. As long as you're like challenging yourself, then that's a good speed.
Mm-hmm.
That's so.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, it's difficult for me to like do cardio, like run on the treadmill or whatever else, just because I'm by myself. Like when we went to the gym while we were at Star,
Yeah.
it was so much easier to do that mile because you were there with me doing it. You were doing it way faster than me, but still, it was a lot easier.
Yeah. I hate this delay.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I was just. I am the same way. Because, like, I can run. Because I already know I can run a mile, and I know how fast I can run. But when I'm running alone, like when I gotta submit like my estimated finish time, like what I'll run it in like 6.5 minutes, and then I'll like okay, I'm definitely running faster than that. And then so it's just like it feels like it motivates you more when you see other people, even
Mm-hmm.
though like I don't like that on some point because I think that because motivation can't take you all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's like it's just so much easier to do by yourself. I mean, just with other people because you're like okay, and it's also kind of like more fun,
Mm-hmm.
especially in like a race. Like all right, well, am I gonna beat them? And if
Uh-huh.
you're just like practicing, then like just training, and you have other people, it motivates you more because you're like all right, they're doing it, I gotta do it too. Don't want to let them down,
Uh-huh.
and that's so like I like going
Yeah.
to a gym because there's just other people, so then I know it just makes me feel better.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, like when we were at Star running on the treadmill, running that mile, I hated it. I hated every second of it. But it's just like what helped me get to like that 15-minute mile time was just like looking over at you. Is like, God damn it, he's doing it. He's suffering just as much. So I can't quit. He's not quitting. So why should I? I can't. If anything, it was just like it was like like Adrian's showing no signs of like stopping, even though it looks like he wants to. He's not going to stop, so I can't either. that was
On
nice.
some level, I think it's really fun being in that kind of pain.
Mm-hmm. God, the walk back to the dorm
But then
after
I
that
also
was
kind of
always
hate it because
terrible.
it's like,
God damn it, this damn delay.
I know. Then on the edited version, it's not gonna be. They're not gonna notice it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't know. I kind of like to walk back because I'm all sweaty. Then when I was walking, I could since it's flax, it was nice and cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of enjoyed it, but at the same time, like I want to sit.
Yeah, yeah. Like I mean, hell, I went the extra mile and I wore like I know I wore a hoodie a couple times to while working out, and I know Turley questioned me like, why are you wearing a hoodie to work out? And like the more you the more like layers you have, the more you'll sweat, so the more weight you'll lose. That kind of deal. And plus, like on the walk back and during the night, it's just gonna feel that much better because I'm all sweaty and it's so cold. It's gonna be so nice, kind of deal. It's like a reward within itself.
Especially nice when we're able to like walk past the dining hall and like pick up dinner on the way.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, all right, I did all this work. Time for my reward.
Mm-hmm. That was nice. Ugh. Remember that one time we went to we got like a Denny's or something, and they called your name, but like they but you didn't hear it or something, so we waited like an extra 20 minutes than what was necessary because we didn't know your name was already called, or they called someone else's name, but it was your meal.
Yes, something similar happened. That means I went to McDonald's one day, and I forgot what we were. Actually, no, this might have been this when we were heading up to your house, or just I don't know. I don't know. Me and Zach don't get McDonald's together very often, so I'm trying to think of like why this would have been.
Mm-hmm.
It might have been when we were going up to your house. Maybe it was, I don't know. Me and Zach were at McDonald's. That's the main part. And I guess they said they called a number. Me and Zach were both listening, and we didn't hear it. So we were there for like 10 minutes, like just waiting. And McDonald's doesn't take 10 minutes.
No, it doesn't.
And so then we asked them like, "Oh yeah, we didn't. We called you out, but we were. So we just sat on that table over there. So they set my food on a random table.
Hey, what are you doing? This isn't for you, Adrian. What are you doing? I don't think I've ever. I don't think I've ever heard of something like that happening.
I think it was when I was working with Zach at the golf course because they're like, "Oh, you want to heat up your food?" And I was like, "No, we don't got time."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Me and Zach were at McDonald's. That's the important parts. Oh, okay. So a thing that we both talked about since no one else is here in the podcast, Walking Dead. I haven't seen the second episode because I was working,
Mm-hmm.
so don't spoil that, please.
I won't.
But what did you think about the first episode?
Oh, the first episode, episode 9. Well, first of all, I want to say it's just like it felt like The Walking
Yeah,
Dead was gone forever. Like I think this is the longest break in between mid seasons that we've had for The Walking Dead. You know, like do you feel the same way about that? Like it felt like it was Walking Dead was gone forever.
I feel the complete opposite actually.
Really?
Not like I didn't feel like it was like 2 days, but like for like the first couple weeks, I was like, oh man, I can't wait for it to come back on. And I think I just forgot about it, or maybe because I got a job, so I've been like busy and doing stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
when it came back on, I was like, oh, it's already back on, and then I completely forgot where they left off. And I'm like, oh yeah, they're in the cave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I don't know. To me, it just felt like it was gone forever. Like I can't remember. I don't remember when it went off air, but it had to be like just about mid-November, and it came back last week. Basically at the end of February. But I thought it was really good. It was like really like it felt really. I felt really claustrophobic because I myself I'm kind of sort of a little bit claustrophobic. Like I I just don't like being in tight spaces, kind of deal. Like I don't know like what would happen to me if I would like full on panic attack, but I just know like if I'm in a room with like too many people, like I get like all types of like bleh, I get queasy and whatever else, and I want immediately out of this overflowing room. But it's just like, damn. I honestly thought like I got super sad when they made it look like they were going to. But I guess I should say spoilers for this part, but I got really sad when it looked like they were going to kill Jerry. Just because I fucking love Jerry.
Yeah, so did
I
I.
love him so much. I didn't want him to go at all, and they did it. They they did it twice. And it's just like if he were to have gone holding up that beam that was holding the cave, it's just like okay, I can live with this. This is totally how Jerry would, and if he is going to, should go out, is holding this cave up so everyone else can get their asses out. Oh, what did you think last week's episode?
Yeah, Jerry is one of a kind. Oh, I liked it. Um, I didn't. I'm not claustrophobic. Like, I don't want to say I like tight spaces, but like if I know I can get out like safely, it doesn't bother me. Like when I was younger, when I would play hide and seek, I would not lock myself, but like put myself in like in a small cabinet,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would just be completely fine. So that might help with it because like I can like not flexible, but I can like bend. I can like curl myself up pretty tight so I can fit in small places pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then like I know you said with crowds, if there's too many people,
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't really bother me. But it's like if I hear a bunch of noises, like a bunch of people talking, it kind of like make I don't want to say dizzy, but like almost like confuses me if I hear too many different things going on at once because I have a hard time focusing on that,
Mm-hmm.
which doesn't really help in a kitchen because there's a lot of noises going on. But I got it to work. But the episode, yeah, I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Probably a lot different because I completely forgot it was coming back on until like the day before or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't like waiting for it. Like couldn't wait. There was that one scene in the woods I was like, did not see that coming. Um,
Oh yeah, hell no. I don't think anyone saw
and
that coming. I know I sure as hell didn't, cause like I thought like um Negan was getting like a whisperer skin or something. You know, that's what I thought. Like,
I thought he was gonna get like whipped.
I know Negan thought he was going to die, but I'm just like, nah, Negan's not dying. It's got to be that he's getting his whisperer skin, and then here come that was a massive curveball I was not expecting. It's just like it threw me off so hard because I don't. There's never been a scene like that really on The Walking Dead before, so it threw me so hard. I was just like, is this still AMC? Is this still The Walking Dead? Because I don't recognize this show.
Did I get the right download link?
what, what's going on here? Did my TV signal get hijacked or something? What's going on? But I think the big question is like, how do you feel? What are your feelings towards Carol right now? Because of you know, how that episode ended was all her fault.
Uh, I don't want to say I know where she's coming from
Mm-hmm.
because I don't, but I kind of get why she's doing what she does, but she's not thinking about like the consequences before she does it
Mm-hmm.
because like throwing a die the spoilers just should go without saying at this point, but like with the dynamite thing, throwing it into like the big whore down there, like what did she think was going to happen if everyone was still in the cave?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, it's really good at showing that she's really not okay,
Yeah.
and that she's really good at showing it, as we've seen throughout the years.
Mm-hmm.
um
Yeah. No.
uh, it's
Like looking at like how what's happened to Carol. Like looking go back all the way to season one, you know, and you just see how she's evolved and whatever else, and how she's always seemed to make the right call. Like even back in season four, when people are getting sick and dying and turning in the prison and whatever else, she makes the choice to, like, when it's just like these two people, she decides to kill them to save everyone else. And looking at it like today, that was the right call to make, you know. But at the time, that was that was incredibly wrong. But like looking at Carol's track record, she's always made the right choice, and seeing how she's just like unraveling because of what Alpha did to her, it's unnerving. And like I was really upset with Carol. Like I completely get it. She just wants Alpha dead. She wants the Whisperers gone, so whatever family she has left in this world can be safe. And it's completely understandable, but she's just like at the same time throwing everyone else's life away too, while trying to save them, you know? Because like whether or not like her plan to light the dynamite and throw it down there had worked, like, and she didn't just drop it, the outcome I think would have been the exact same, because she didn't tell anyone, hey, I'm gonna go do this. Like she would have just lit it.
probably would have been
Yeah,
worse.
she would have lit it, run back and say, we gotta go, and there's everyone else would be like, why? And then boom, and then everybody probably be dead. I mean, like I've heard some people like going like going back to the season four where Rick left Carol at, at in that neighborhood because she killed two of their own. People are looking at it like Daryl kind of has, like, might have to make the same choice right now. Maybe not like, abandon her, but say, you're done. You're staying here in Hilltop or Alexandria or wherever. You're staying put where I can keep my eye
Right.
on you. Like, you're done. You're benched because you're just gonna
I
kill
can
me.
see him like putting her in the cell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because at this point, Carol's just she's more dangerous to herself and everyone else than she is of a help. But this week's episode, without spoiling anything, it's really really good. Like it's fantastic. It's probably one of my favorite episodes of the whole series.
I thought you were gonna say this like mid season. I was like, yeah, there's only two.
Ah, this series, and I mean, hell, like like the this last week, I've been rewatching some of the older seasons of Walking Dead, and it's just made me realize how much I fucking miss Rick Grimes and Carl. Like, I miss those two so much, which is really weird for me because
I miss Glenn.
yeah, I miss Glenn too. But it is like it was weird for me, like because I remember just like kind of just hating Carl. Like, do you remember that? Like, everyone just hated Carl because he was always like he was just seen as this whiny little kid
Eh,
who always just disappeared or
Yeah,
whatever.
I remember like everyone hated him.
Mm-hmm.
And then people are like, "Oh, cool, cool. He got a dumb death for a dumb kid." And I was like, "Okay, okay." Because I didn't really dislike him because I didn't start watching the show at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So I started watching like a little after he grew up, so I didn't get the super annoying Carl kid.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably didn't have that same like, God, not again with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, like uh, I got into Walking Dead pretty early, like when season two started to air. That's when I got into it. So it was just like it was always kind of funny because like I think part of the reason I didn't like Carl was because like grew, since since I grew up with the show, like, and then I found out like Chandler Riggs, like I think he's like only a year older than me. So I think part of the reason I didn't like Carl was because like subconsciously I was like, dude, this would if you were in a similar situation, you would be Carl. You would just be dicking around and saying like, I don't want to be a kid. I can't be a kid, kind of deal anymore. You know. So I think that's part of the reason why I hated Carl was because I kind of more or less like was Carl, like looking on the outside in kind of deal. I think. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I can't think of anything specific where I felt the same in a show.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I felt the opposite. Like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like I grew up with this. Like that was like if our generation like grew up with it. So like we grew up, the show like the characters got more mature,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that made the show like way better specifically for us. Like if someone went so if I had my dad sit down and watch it, he would probably really enjoy it, but it don't have that same effect as it did for us.
Oh yeah, no, I mean hell.
And then for The Walking Dead, I
Uh,
think if someone else watches it, like my
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that if like someone else started watching it like my dad, he started watching it like right after season 4 came out, like I did. So
Mm-hmm.
he was much older, and he definitely didn't hate Carl,
Mm-hmm.
and he so made that my husband. It's just like how old you are, like when you were watching, like where you were in your life.
Mm-hmm. I I mean hell, like even like look at it this way. Like look back at like seasons one and two. Look at Shane. Does Shane seem crazy to you anymore? Because during those early seasons,
No,
he was definitely
definitely not.
crazy. Like go back like 2010, 2011. But look, like he wasn't like I honestly think like if Shane were alive today, him and Rick would agree a lot more on things.
Yeah. The Walking Dead. A part of me is really glad that it's like good again.
Hmm?
And I say that lightly because it wasn't like bad. I was saying I'm glad that it's good again,
Mm-hmm.
like really good again.
Yeah.
Like not that like any part of it was like really bad. It was just like it didn't care as much. I was
Mm-hmm.
just kind of like okay. Like after like it just happened to me like right after my favorite character died, and then the show kind of went down,
Mm-hmm.
and then slowly rose back up until the end of season 8,
Yeah.
and now it's kind of like now I get that now I'm at that point where I kind of get nervous again during episodes. I'm like, oh, I hope no one dies,
Uh-huh.
and like sometimes like I have to force myself not to pause it, and I'm like, don't just go with it. No, no, don't think about it. Just go.
No. Yeah. No. I like towards like season 7 and 8. I thought season 7. I thought it was okay just because it was really different because it wasn't our characters weren't fighting. Like for the first time, they were afraid of someone. You know, they were completely and totally afraid of Negan. Season 8. I thought the first half was really slow. Like I thought it was slower than it needed to be, and I didn't like how Rick and Daryl were butting heads. Like they weren't working together as well as they should have been. I mean, like hell. I mean, like Morales, they brought him back for a single episode, and it's just like that kind of sucks because that's just to shut fans up who wouldn't stop asking, "Hey, where's Morales?" Because him and his family just disappeared after season one. But the back half of season eight, it really picked up.
Imagine that you get called back on, and then they're like, all right, you're to reprise your role for one episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Like,
it was
imagine that.
it sucks because I think I really liked Morales's cameo because like he had a lot to say to Rick. Like he gave pretty good perspective. Just like he told Rick, dude, you're the fucking monster of this story. You're not the hero, kind of deal. Like he told Rick, you can't be nothing. You have to be someone in this world. You can't just go on by. Like I think that was like where uh that was like the first seed of that got planted into Rick's head. Like there has to be something after all of this. And then like the back half of season eight, I think like one or two, maybe three episodes after Carl died is where it really picked up because we got like we got Rick chasing after Negan, trying to kill him, and then we got a Rick and Morgan hunting down saviors episode, which I think which was my favorite episode of season eight, just because Rick and Morgan, like that's classic shit. That's episode one, you know. And it's just like season nine was just fantastic, just because of how they handled Rick's departure and excuse me, Rick's departure and the aftermath of all that. You got anything to add, Adrian?
Um, I think we said most of what we can about The Walking Dead without spoiling the newest episode because I haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Still like it.
Yeah.
All the people that quit on it, give it another shot. Start or just get through whatever you left out on. Once you get to like last like few episodes of season 8, you're like, all right. And you get to season 9, you're like, oh man,
Mm-hmm. I
it's
think
good stuff.
I think season seven and eight. I think they're better episodes now. They're better seasons now because of Netflix. You don't have to wait week by week or in between the mid season premiere and finale and whatever else. They're much better now because that story is it's rapid fire and it's not spread out over three seasons because you know season six is like the the mystery of Negan kind of deal. So season six counts as a Negan season.
I think that's interesting with some shows because like for some shows it's definitely better if you watch it as it goes on. Like I think Breaking Bad
Mm-hmm.
would have had like a way bigger effect on me if I watched it like started watching it right when it came out, but I was 7, so
Mm-hmm.
that's probably
You
why I
know,
didn't
you
watch it right when
shouldn't
it
have.
came out.
You really shouldn't have.
Um, yeah, yeah, and then but now with The Walking Dead, like I've been following it for years now, so I look back at those moments and like they definitely like mean more to me. Like even if I rewatch them or not, than like someone who like starts watching season 9 came out and they just like jumps through all the seasons. Like they're gonna be like, oh, this stuff, and then yeah, so for some stuff it's just
Uh-huh.
it's better to binge. Some stuff is better to watch throughout the years. But the thing is, you don't know it's better to watch throughout the years until it's already over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, hell, like one of my favorite all time episodes of The Walking Dead is is um is season six, I believe, episode three, um, titled "Thank You," where with that it has the notorious Glenn Dumpster fake out death, but it's just like that
Oh,
that that
yeah.
that's that right there that really messed with me. Like I wasn't even really upset with how like the fake out or whatever else, because they more or less visually tell you, hey, Glenn's not dying here. It's the dumbass who blew his brains out. It fell on top of him because Glenn's chest didn't just grow a foot and a half, kind of deal. Well, it was just like, but watching that, I watched that
Yeah.
episode the first time it aired. I watched it with my dad, and we were both just like, what the hell? They just killed Glenn. My dad was pissed. He was really pissed.
I remember when that happened. I was watching, and I remember when that happened. Like I was like in my room, just sitting on a chair. My family's watching downstairs,
Hmm.
and then when that happened, I jumped out of the chair, and and then my dad's like, "Oh, yeah, he's watching it," because he could hear the floor. I was like, "No."
Yeah. No.
And then after people are like, "Okay, he's not." Like a few hours after, they were like, "Okay, he's not dead. He's not dead."
Hmm. Yeah.
But
No.
if like for like that first like 2 hours afterwards, I was like, "No."
Oh yeah. That episode. I think that was one of the first episodes that just, or at least one of the ones in recent memory that just absolutely destroyed me, because it's just like, I love Glenn. I don't want this to be the end of his story. It's like, as much crap as that episode gets for the fake out, I think that was still one of, like, and I think if you look at that episode by itself, it's fantastic. It's great because that ending sequence of Glenn and what's his name, Nicholas. They're doing, yeah, they're
Nicholas.
doing
Oh,
everything they can just to like fight off this horde, this massive herd. And it's just like they can't, but they're doing their best to survive and live. You see that in the both of them. It's just like, we're fucked, but we're not going down without fighting. So let's go. Let's fight.
yeah. Now that I think about it, I think how we went through the low points, which were low points at the time, I think that makes us appreciate the newer seasons even more.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it like, oh, now this is like what we wanted. Because if someone just like binge watched all of it, they'd be like, they didn't have to like sit through like a week of just. They
Of
didn't have to wait six
speculation.
months to see who Negan was gonna kill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No.
Yeah, just
Well, my.
yeah, no speculation, and then they can just watch at their own pace.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hell, like my favorite thing about The Walking Dead with my family is like, it's really just me and my dad who watch it, but it's like it's always been a part of my family from like season one kind of deal. Like I think episode season one, episode two, where they they cut open the walkers to use as camouflage for the first time. Uh, we watched that episode while eating dinner, and I'm pretty sure we were eating spaghetti. And I remember that because said we are my
Perfect.
mom said we are never watching this show while eating dinner again. So, but it was great because like this show like has always been a part of my family. Like with Rick's final episode, my sister, she watched part of it with me, and when Rick blew up the bridge, she more or less had the same disbelief, like holy shit look on her face I had. Like they just fucking killed Rick Grimes, and it's just like that amazes me. Like my sister, she's in no way a Walking Dead fan, but she knows she's kept up to date on the story and the characters that are still around simply because of me and my dad.
Yeah, I have something similar at that with my dad because my dad doesn't really play games as much anymore unless like me and my brother sitting down and play with him. But like I still like keep him up to date with all the new like Nintendo stuff that comes out. Like whenever there's like a Nintendo Direct,
Hmm.
I tell him everything about it. Because I remember when the trailer was announced, I sat down with him and like I showed like everyone this at school. Like I made like 8 people watch it at school. Then when I got home, I showed my dad, and then my stepmom, then my brother, and then my mom, I showed all of them that, and then my dad, like, I went through and like I like went like, okay, so this is what it does. And like he stays connected to Nintendo through me. And then I remember when they showed the trailer for Super Mario Odyssey, because I know he grew up playing Mario, like on the Super Nintendo or NES or whatever he had. And he's like, wow, it's really changed. Like he looks so new. Because like of course he still played like Mario Party occasionally, so like he's still like seen like a 3D model of Mario throughout the years,
Mm-hmm.
but like he didn't play much on the Wii, so he never like saw Mario in HD. So that was probably really cool for him to go from like GameCube sprites until full on HD. And I remember when Ryu from Street Fighter got added into Smash, he thought that was really cool because he grew up playing Street Fighter too,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of other stuff. Like I remember when Pac-Man got in and Mega Man; those were cool. Because I bet for him growing up, he never thought that he would have Mario, Sonic, Pac-Man, Ryu, a bunch of other cool characters all in one game together. Like that was probably like like him and his friends were probably like, oh, imagine if he had like Mario and Sonic like working together, and then now it's like, oh, that's a thing now.
Uh-huh. It's like it was like his Avengers
Like
moment.
it's so cool.
Think we should start to wrap up the podcast. I got almost 56 minutes on my recording.
Yeah, it's a good place to end it. Yeah, same. Oh, I want to do the thing that we did last time. Make this a good thing. What's something in the future that you're looking forward to, or like near or far? Like what's something that you're really looking forward to?
What I'm oh uh what I'm really looking forward to right now is super spoilery because I
Oh, okay.
the,
I
the project that I've been writing
yeah.
on that we've been talking
You can
about getting
stop there if you want.
funded and whatever else. I'm really looking forward to filming that, and is pretty more or less the reason why I've started working out again. You know, getting in a shape and whatever else. So I can't. I'm not going to give any spoilers or anything or hints about that. But Adrian, I'm assuming you know what I'm talking about. So I'm extremely looking forward to moving
Yes,
that
I do.
project further along.
I can see something related to it on my screen because of you.
What?
Uh, your profile picture.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's not gonna show up on. That's
Okay,
not gonna show
and
up in the
something I'm looking
podcast.
forward to. No, it's just a normal screen. I have the dumbest setup for stuff now because like I actually have like recording equipment now.
Mm.
So like for the podcast, it's not that bad. I just well, it's kind of weird. I'm recording the overlay. I don't know why I'm even recording it because I'm not gonna have the text up still. But I'm recording just that screen. I don't know why I am, but I am. I have that going. Then I'm talking to you through my laptop, so it doesn't like go through the screen or
Mm.
anything. Then I'm recording my separate audio through my phone, and I have a microphone in my shoe to hold it up in a good spot. And then I also have a second monitor, a small monitor connected. So when I play more Super Mario 64, I have it connected. So I have a monitor on my desk just for the game. Then I have my TV, not my TV, my desktop sitting up there. So it's going. So I have it set so it's going into both. And then I got a second capture card recently, so then I can actually stream, so it's not too laggy.
Mm-hmm.
That will go into my laptop, and then I also have my TV set up. So then if I need something to be on there too, and my desk has just never been more full. And on one hand, I like it, but on the second hand, it's like, okay, I have like no room for anything. Like once we actually like get like, I don't know if I ever need to like record some like serious like gameplay or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I'm good to go. Like it's so cool. I just need more microphones or something. So I just want to say my second capture card was a pain to set up because the other one I just plugged it in and it was good to go. This other one, the instructions were in Japanese and it didn't just work. I had to like go through, find some translations and then stuff, and then pull up through there. Have its own like video thing player going, and then I had to have that open, and then I had to record off of that. And it was like, okay, I don't know why, but it is my choice, people. Um, all right, he's muted. I'm assuming something's in the background. So I'll just say what I'm looking forward to, and I said this earlier in the podcast, and it was this Super Mario 64 All Signs tournament hosted by Simply, one of the best runners ever. He's good at everything he does. He's hosting. He has a world record for all signs, and he was awarded some money. And he said he's gonna put $300 worth of it towards a prize pool. Um, and then throughout the tournament, anything that's donated, he'll put half of it into the prize pool to boost it. And then, or if you say you want all the funds going into it, then you're good. Okay, did you hear everything I just said, or were you like away?
No, I heard you. Dogs were barking at like a car going down the
Okay.
street, so I had to mute.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So looking forward to that if I make it in. I don't think I'll win because I know who some of the other people are who are trying to get into it, and they're like really good
Mm-hmm.
people. Like I'm definitely. I don't think I'm gonna win, but if I can just if I even like get into it at all, I'll be satisfied because uh, it'd be pretty. It's just cool to get into like a tournament,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hosted by like one of the best. And like it's really cool because I've talked to him a little bit because he plays Mafia. I know I said this in our Discord chat, which is like Town of Salem,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been playing with him, so I've actually like talked to him, which is really cool. It's really cool because like over the years, like I've watched him. Now it's kind of like, oh, I just talk to him regularly, like I know him, which is cool. Um, so probably like right after we're done doing this, I'm gonna get back to practicing or see if I can get a run going.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll probably watch Walking Dead tomorrow. But I'm looking forward to that if I get it. Even if I'm not, I'll look forward to watching it to see if it's fun to watch. It's cool. It's different than what I'm used to, so it's kind of like, new stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Oh, I wanted to ask too.
All right.
You looking forward to Better Call Saul tomorrow too? Since you have 2 episodes to watch
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Oh yeah, better. I was no, I already watched the second episode already. I watched it
Mm.
earlier today when
Oh,
I
okay.
found out. I was like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna watch it now. Um, we could have talked about Better Call Saul. Maybe we can like alternate on every week, like one episode Better Call Saul, next week Walking Dead.
Hmm?
So then
I kind of
it's not just because I have a film we're going to talk about both a lot. So
oh yeah. I've been kind of thinking about doing a let's talk about Walking Dead. Maybe like a mini series kind of deal with that, like each video a season kind of deal, and maybe with Fear the Walking Dead. Kind of, kind of want
and then the new Walking Dead series, and then the movies, and then might make one episode for the comics, and you can make a ton with that.
to. I have all the compendiums. Well, no, I'm missing the first one. It's 4 compendiums, and I have 2 through 4. But I lost one. I lost the first one when I moved up here. That got I'm pretty sure that got left in my old house when I moved, and I'm really upset about it. Like I found out like 2 3 years ago, and I'm still pissed about it today because I loved that compendium. I read it like 3 or 4 times. Hell, that's me being conservative. I read that thing all the time, and I don't know what happened to it.
Okay, now last thing for real because we're gonna talk for like another hour just about
Oh yeah.
stuff. I'm so glad Better Call Saul is back because that was like a 2 year wait
You think it was a 2 year wait because
or a year
of
and a half
El
wait. It's
Camino?
just like Maybe
Because
I
because
could see that being a thing. Like they delayed it so they could have that come out, but
well,
I think they actually like wanted to work more on it.
mm,
But I don't see why they would need all that
well,
extra time
because
because TV series.
they filmed El
Maybe they're
Camino in
like changing
secret.
some details.
I figured like
Oh
they
yeah,
took the extra year
so
because
I
of
can
work
see that being
ethic.
thing.
Yeah, like that was when I got into Better Call Saul, and I realized there was a 2 year gap in between season 4 and 5. I thought, oh, it's because of El Camino, and it was filmed in secret, kind of deal. I think Vince Gilligan, he said like there was one script, and the actors only read it when they got on set to ensure that nobody spoiled it.
Yeah, and then literally, oh okay, just in from our good pal G6HD, also known as Damien, friend of the podcast, part of the podcast. I don't know why I said friend. He's part of it. FNAF 3 just turned 5 years old today,
26
like
minutes ago.
as March 2nd,
27 minutes. Huh.
26 minutes ago. Yeah, whatever.
I was 16.
That's cool. Let's end it. We'll end it on that. Bring back FNAF.
I think they'll ever release that FNAF movie. we,
I don't know. Who knows? It's gonna end up being like so. It's gonna get announced out of nowhere. Like, okay, it's coming out next week, guys.
uh,
That's what he likes to do with all the games. I'm actually like really looking forward to FNAF 7
why? When did you start
because
looking forward to FNAF?
like when 4 onward. Uh, well, recently because like I kept up with all the lore. We're really bad at ending podcasts, but I sort of kept keeping up with all the lore, and I thought it was cool. And then when Ultimate Custom Night came out, uh, me and Damien were playing it for fun. I was like, okay, this is actually kind of fun. And then me and Damien were like, because we talked about it like every week for a while, but like we got like super into it. Like Damien like mastered FNAF 3, like exactly how everything works. I got really good at Ultimate Custom Night. I got a really high score, not the best score, but a pretty good like respectable score. Like you see that score, you're like, okay, he's good, and stuff like that. And then like there was nights would we would literally just be in our Discord call, and we would have it pulled up, and then like we would give each other challenges to do, and then we even had like Zach watch us, and he doesn't like jump scare and stuff, but we had him watching it too because he thought it was interesting.
Who? You got who to watch?
So now it's kind of like Zach
Oh, okay.
T. Oh hey Damien, we're just about to end the podcast.
Well, quick, let's end it. Let's
They
end it right
can't
now.
hear you, so you can. Yeah, we were just finishing it. Like we said, we are gonna be done 10 minutes ago. Then we keep getting. You brought up FNAF, and you kept it going for another 3 minutes.
Alright. Alright.
Yeah, FNAF 3. Um, okay, we're just getting it now. I forgot what I was gonna say. Looking forward to FNAF 7 because I'm actually back into FNAF again. So that's cool. Okay, end the podcast now before I forget. Okay, thank you so much for watching.
Yep. See you in the next video.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Leave a comment down if there's something you want to talk about. Yes, see you in the next podcast episode. Maybe a different video. Probably not between this one and the next one, but eventually more stuff coming.
Yes.
We promise.
I'm getting right on it.
And yeah, thanks for watching.
Later.